let's get into our first story this week. We're going to be getting into a politician named Kristi Noem. Are you familiar with this woman?
Well, I'm familiar for sure now.
Why?
Everybody's been just buzzwording her all week at work.
Ooh, so you know a little bit about Mr. Noem and Mrs. Noem, yeah?
Uh-huh, yep.
You know about the Noems, dude. Isn't that a crazy name, a last name to have? Imagine that. Yeah, I live 2 houses down from the Noems. Like, that's actually kind of nuts thing to say. It's kind of funny.
People probably buy them gnome shit all the time.
I didn't even think about that. That has to be like a crazy played out joke by now.
Yeah, they probably either love it or really want to like smash every single one.
Yeah, I would imagine probably the latter. You know what I mean? But Kristi Noem, she was a politician. She was hired under Trump in this new administration. She used to be the head of the Department of Homeland Security. And she recently just got fired for something to do with like misappropriating funds or something like that. It had to do with these ad campaigns that she had in relation to like ICE or DHS or something like that. And don't quote me on this. You know we don't like to do our research here, but I think it was like her brother-in-law or someone that she knew or was related to was like a producer that was getting most of the money for the ads or something. I don't know. Something, and it was $200 million and all that. That shit's boring as hell. Obviously, we do not care about any of that shit over here, right? But in the midst of all that stuff, right, I could see you. I see your eyes wandering. And I feel like the audience is going to wander. But in the midst of all that stuff, right, in the midst of all that firing, this prostitute comes out and just outs Kristi Noem's husband and is like, yo, that nigga a freak. I'm going to tell you right now, Kristi Noem's husband's a freak. And she was like, I got the receipts, right? So she goes and outs this guy for being like a sexual deviant. Apparently, he's involved in this like fetish community called bimboification. You familiar with this?
Not really.
Picture women that are trying to make themselves look like Barbie dolls.
Okay.
Big old fat lips, a lot of times blonde hair, like bleached blonde hair. They make their waists as skinny as they can, and they make their tits as huge as they possibly can. And sometimes they'll get BBL or no BBL, right? Those bimbos out there, they got to make a living too. And what better way to make a living than Mr. fucking Brian Noem over here, you know? And it's always when they spell the name weird. His name is spelled Brian, Bryon. Like, that's a motherfucker that clearly cannot be trusted. You should have known that from the rip. You get what I'm saying?
And he's old to be having that fancy spelling.
I know. It's a little crazy, right? Like, because usually back in the day, they weren't with all that fancy spelling shit.
Even putting a Y would have been...
Yeah, I know, right? So the first prostitute goes and outs him, right? And then another prostitute comes into the mix, dude. This shit was wild. So listen, we're going to read a little bit from this one. This girl named Lydia Love, 28 years old, is a high-profile performer in the sissy sub and bimboification world. Now, sissy sub, I guess, from me reading this earlier, is like a guy who likes to get dominated by a girl. He's like a sissy sub, right?
Okay.
So, and bimboification, we just went over that. So these are niche areas of the adult industry where men adopt an ultra-feminine persona, also often involving cross-dressing and like to be bossed around, right? So now this girl, this Lydia Love, she goes and interviews with the Daily Beast and just starts saying all this crazy shit about him, right? She says that Mr. Brian Noem, the former Homeland Security Secretary's husband of 34 years, would often come online to tell her how stressed he was and that he was doing this to relax, talking to her and doing all this scandalous shit. Now, what was some of the scandalous stuff he was doing? He loves wearing fake gigantic breasts on webcam. That was revealed Tuesday by the Daily fucking Mail, okay?
This is what I know.
Now,
this is what everybody's been talking about.
This guy, a freak. Now, look at the girl he was spending that coin on. That girl, that's a prime piece of puss right there. That's OnlyFans premium account subscription. That's an OnlyFans premium account subscription girl right there, dude. So look at these photos of this guy. Can I please make... Oh, I thought I was going to be able to click him without having to make him bigger. Look at the photos of this. Look at this guy.
So why did they do this to him?
And they blurred him out. I got the photos not blurred out, and they're 1,000 times funnier. So just pretend we'll hit you with the Men in Black fucking beam. Pew! Just pretend you never saw that, and the other photos are way better.
Okay.
Listen to some of these. Oh, what? You got something to ask?
I just want to know why they decided to do this to him.
Why they outed him? So the first girl that did it, this is an article, like I said, about the second girl that's coming out. Because you know how it is. One comes out and the rest go, all right, we're all jumping in, right?
Like, did he deserve to be outed?
So the girl that originally, because these didn't break with the Daily Beast. They broke with the Daily Mail. The images, the story originally broke with the Daily Mail. And that prostitute was apparently some immigrant. I don't know if she was legal or not. I don't know that part, but she was an immigrant. And she had found out who he was and shit like that. And apparently when she found out about his wife getting in trouble with the administration and getting fired, she was like, fuck this bitch. And then apparently outed him with the images, with the text messages between him and her and blah, blah, blah. So that's kind of how the first one broke, right? And she said that she did it out of vengeance. Your wife is home as head of DHS. They're the ones doing all this ICE shit. My people, so on and so on. You get what I'm saying? So now that's how the first one happened. And then this girl comes out and says even more crazy shit.
Is it just because she wanted to?
I guess so. Like I said, it's just like any other case like this. Like, think about like Diddy, you know? One girl says it, another girl comes out the lawsuit, another girl comes out.
There's a lawsuit about it?
I don't know about lawsuit. I think this girl just strictly wanted to embarrass him.
This is kind of not, it's not fair to him.
I guess not. Other people are speculating that maybe he was in cahoots with the first girl that did it. And this is why. Because there were a lot of allegations going on for years that Kristi Noem was cheating on him with this other politician named like Corey Lewandowski or something like that, right? And he knew about it, allegedly, right? And the prostitute showed text messages between him and her that kind of was him saying that he knew about it, you know? So other people are speculating that maybe it was like a joint effort for him to kind of like come out and be like, America, this is who I am. And also, fuck my wife. She's a fucking dirty bitch. You know what I mean? Like, but that's a little sus to me because, like,
that's a little sus.
You know, you want to come out to come clean and be open to your friends and family, not to everyone in America.
I feel like this is something he needs to come clean about. This just should have been his thing and private within that world, correct?
I agree with you, but right now, all I'm worried about is how big a freak this motherfucker is. Listen to this. His specific fetish, she said. Now, this is Miss Lydia Love. This is the new one coming out. His specific fetish, she said, involved wearing yoga pants and a tight shirt with his nipples pressed against the fabric. Now, when we say nipples, we're talking fake titty nipples, not his actual nipples, right? And he wanted her to instruct him to bend over, arch his back, spank himself, and show off what she describes as the largest prosthetic breast she had ever seen on a goddamn client. That's this guy. Do you
have pictures of that?
We have pictures, yes.
Okay.
Yes, we have pictures, yes. We have pictures. Unblurred, of course, because the Daily Beast are obviously a bunch of pussies. Why would you want to blur that? It's like the gayest thing.
It's fake boobs.
Look, the girl says, I've never had a client who wanted them so big, she said. That's so fucking funny. She said it was shocking to her.
Okay.
She said something else that was really funny in here that I thought was actually very, very funny. Look, she says, Love found Brian to be a frustrating client, not because of what he wanted, but because how he went about getting it. Despite paying to be dominated, he had a persistent habit of trying to direct the action himself. So he's essentially, this is her quoting, he would be like, tell me to do this, tell me to do that, right? And then she writes, if you wanted to be dominated by a woman, let me dominate you. Why are you telling me how to do all this? You know what I mean? Like, so he's sitting there trying to direct his own, like, torture porn.
Yeah.
You know, which is very, very crazy to me. Like, This whole thing is so fucking funny. And the images are just like that much fucking better. Let's pull those up real quick so we can all take a gander at those before we move on to our next segment. Because these tits are like so outrageous that like you almost can't. You're like, this is a goof, right? You're like, it almost seems like he's doing it as a joke. You go, is he really? Like, these weren't. He might be getting framed. Like, when you see the first one I'm going to show you guys, you're going to go, he really might be getting framed. Because you go, I might send a picture like this to, like, my buddy as a goof. You get what I'm saying here? Because these tits are so fucking, like, outlandishly funny. Like, the nipples aren't even in the same spot. Watch this, guys. This is actually... Look at the way that this guy looks. Come on, brother. Look at them tits. Ashley, I'm gonna come, dude. Like, I'm gonna come hard as hell, dude. These tits are amazing. Look at those. That's how you know they're a little realistic, because the nipples aren't perfect, you know? The nipples are a little out of place, you know? Here's the funny part. These are not like real prosthetics, like the ones that you would actually like kind of put on your body.
Like
these
the
are
silicone,
like, yeah,
vest
they're not.
thing?
These are like a balloon prosthetic.
It
so
looks like a balloon
the nipples
nipple.
that you see right now are balloon knot nipples that he had. And so he could have easily fixed the nipple. You know what I mean? He could have fixed it up. And he's obviously a one-take fucking king right here. Give it up for my man. He ain't never take a picture in his life. He's never taken a second image in his goddamn life. Look at those duck lips. I'm gonna jack off. This guy is so hot, dude. It's so fucking funny. Look at this one. Oh my God. Look at that. That's so funny. The little gut hanging out is so fucking hilarious. So this is obviously like his Dora the Explorer get up, right? Well, you know, I mean, I don't make that shocked face as if this is real. These are all jokes. I don't know if this is actually what he was going for. But that's that's like the same outfit that Dora the Explorer wore. The purple shorts and the pink shirt. She didn't have those rocking goddamn tits, Dora the Explorer. She goes, swiper, honker, no honking. That's like a Dora the Explorer with the giant melon. Look at these, man. The duck face kills me. This is why I say, like, this can be a goof.
Yeah.
This can be him joking around. Potentially. Allegedly.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Especially since it's balloons.
But it's, you know what it is? It's the frequency of the images. Like, you send this to your buddy as a joke once.
Right.
You don't make multiple duck face like this. You know what I mean? He thinks he's fucking slaying with it. He's eating right now, this guy. And look at the bulge. Look at them. Ashley almost spit out her drink right now, guys, off camera. I almost got her ass. And I would have made her pay for the microphone when she ruined it. Trust me. No, I'm kidding. Look at those tits, though.
They're so long.
They are long. It looks like he's taking it on like a super wide angle. You know how people take like the fisheye images, like kind of? When they kind of, you know how you can go to 0.5 on your iPhone?
Yeah.
That's what the fisheye is, like the kind of like the oblong like view. You know what I mean? It looks like he's doing that, but those tits are wide. You don't want a wide cleavage like that. So this must be him in his early days or something like that, before he got the experience.
He bought the wrong balloons.
Probably. Oh, my man got that cake. That's the funniest shit, bro. This is Kristi Noem's husband, dude. Like, is that not the craziest shit you ever seen? All that. You should have been cheating with Mr. fucking Lewandowski, Mrs. Noem. And you want to know what people knew Kristi Noem for before this? South Park made a whole episode about this, making fun of her. She wrote like an autobiography talking about how like her dog sneezed one time and she took it in the backyard and shot it in the fucking face.
Yep, I knew this.
So everybody was like, God damn, this bitch is fucking nuts, dude. And then Trump puts her at the fucking head of Homeland Security. It's like, now she's getting caught up in all this shit. And the scandal is the most boring part about that. You know, well, what she got fired for is the most boring part about it. Well, let's give it up for Brian Noem finally getting to be who he truly is out in that world, you know. I would feel bad for him, but that is the freest man in America right now, as far as I'm concerned, you know. So I can't really feel too bad for the guy. But we're going to keep it moving on.